Hi there. Today we're going to be talking about binge eating and mental health. And this is coming because I had a conversation the other day with somebody who thought she knew what to do to heal from her binge eating, but that she just wasn't doing it. But the truth is, she wasn't following through because she really didn't know what to do. Because if she did know what to do, right now, with where she was and what she was dealing with, she would be doing it. There was an important aspect she wasn't considering. It was her mental health. So if you're one of those people who feels like they just know what to do but they're just not doing it, this video is for you. Hi there, my name is Eve and I'm from Vitamin Eve Nutrition Counseling. And if this resonates with you so far, give this video a like. You see, what this person was stuck in were her thoughts about what she thinks she should do. According to her, she should just eat one plate of food, or she should just stop bringing cookies home, or she should just go to the gym, or she should meditate, or she should stop snacking after dinner, or she should get more sleep. Can you relate with any of this? I mean, what are your shoulds? Feel free to comment below what your shoulds are. But what you need to know is that this whole should thing is damaging to your mental health. Anxiety, depression, ADHD symptoms, trauma responses, and so much more get further triggered by ruminating thoughts such as these. Furthermore, doing this whole should thing never works out because it creates so much pressure and stress that we end up eating to deal with that pressure and stress. Also, doing that to ourselves reinforces the idea that something is wrong with you and that you need to be fixed. And please know that your soul will always rebel around the idea that you need to be fixed. And how is it going to rebel? It's going to rebel by eating. And finally, as long as you're judging yourself, you're not in your loving. And it takes loving to heal. It could feel like we're treading water sometimes when we're healing our eating issue. It feels like either I'm going to drown or swim. And of course you want to swim. I want you to swim. But remember, the outer world reality follows from our inner workings. And this is the most commonly overlooked aspect of healing from an eating issue. That's why so many people never really experience lasting change around food because they're just focusing on the outer world. So before we deal with what needs to be done on the outside, we must address how we think and what we believe and how we're feeling on the inside. In other words, part of what keeps you stuck in your eating disorder is your thoughts and your beliefs. So as long as you think that there's something wrong with you, that you're too fat, that you should do this or you should do that, you will stay stuck. So learning to work with your thoughts and your beliefs is key. But this could be so tricky, and it makes me think about the planter on my balcony right now. And it's full of weeds. And the weeds are green and tall and so luscious, and I have no idea where they came from. If anybody knows how weeds got into the second floor balcony, please let me know how that happened. It's like magic how they got there. But they're there right now, and they suffocated the life out of what I wanted there. And this is the same thing with eating disorder thoughts. They suffocate your life of your healthy sense of self. They keep you from your authentic self. So you gotta weed out your eating disorder thoughts, those critical thoughts, including the thoughts that are telling you what you should do. Those thoughts aren't gonna go away on their own. Just like your mouth makes saliva, your brain will continue to make thoughts, just like those weeds developed. But unlike weeds, you can't physically pull them out. I mean, I wish I could pull them out there for you. I wish I could do that for myself, but you could work with them. And here's how. Next time those eating disorder thoughts come up, pause. Right? You're not doing those things for a reason, or you ate that emotionally for a reason. You had that binge for a reason. You may not know the reason right now, and that's okay, but it's not an excuse to be mean to yourself and to beat yourself up with a laundry list of what you think you should be doing. Because here's something really powerful. And how am I going to explain this? Your eating disorder thoughts could actually help you. Like once you see that you're shoulding all over yourself, that you're doing that thing again, you could take a moment to realize that your eating disorder isn't just the behaviors around the food. It's not just the binging or the emotional eating. It's about the thoughts that you're having around food as well. In other words, there are two parts to your eating struggle. There's one, which is the binging or the emotional eating or the compulsive eating. And there's the two, the yelling at yourself for binging, the judgment, the self-contempt. And I've created a lot of content around the food part, and I'll continue to do so. But the mental health part is the focus of today's video, and it's something I want you to pay a little bit more attention to. And if the thoughts don't feel good, and if you're beating yourself up and you're telling yourself to do a bunch of things and you're falling short, these are the thoughts that we're talking about. And your job here is to take a moment to recognize when that thought thing is happening. That's part of your eating disorder. And to ask if these thoughts are actually helping. And usually they're doing the opposite of helping. And learning how to work with those thoughts, replacing those thoughts with something that actually helps, something that's less judgmental, that's understanding and real. For example, instead of berating yourself and calling yourself bad names, you could say something like, okay, I'm learning how to feel my feelings of fullness and actually stop. Some people learn how to do that as children, and here I am learning how to do this as an adult. It's better late than never. I'm gonna do this. You know, another way to conceptualize things is like some foods like cookies have an emotional charge for me. I still don't know how to navigate those, but I'm learning. I'm learning by watching Eve's videos, or I'm working with Eve. I know some of you are working with me privately. Another thing to be thinking about, like if you're mad at yourself for not exercising, like I'd like to be exercising more, and I walk to the coffee shop, maybe that counts as exercise. And if meditation is something you want to get into and you're not doing it yet, maybe you could tell yourself, hey, I want to meditate more, and for now I'm going to use my mindful eating as my meditation practice. So as you could see, there's a lot of different ways to talk to yourself other than beating yourself up and coming up with plans of what you should be doing. Again, if you see yourself beating yourself up and giving yourself more homework items of what you should be doing, you gotta pause. You know, it's an indicator that the eating disorder cycle is activated. Because again, it's not just what you're doing, the emotional eating and the binge eating. It's also that pattern of beating yourself up, berating yourself. Got that? And it's important to address this part of it as well. So reminding yourself with something like, today is a new day. It's another chance to try again is a wonderful thing to tell yourself. And so just notice when you tell yourself these things, how much better it feels to talk to yourself this way. You know, it makes making more aligned choices easier. It makes it come more naturally to be kind to yourself. You never need to white knuckle it. You know, it just flows to make a nurturing choice for yourself. And I want you to remember, no amount of self-help can compensate for a lack of self-love. I'm going to say that again. There's no amount of self-help that could ever compensate for a lack of self-love. And that's what you're learning how to do here, learning how to love yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to know what is your favorite takeaway, and if you like this video, I invite you to give me the thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everybody.